Hey everyone, welcome back to the Crypto Buzz UK channel. I'd like to wish you the best from what is a dull and grey and raining Monday evening here in the UK. As usual, I'll cover the shorter term moves, the big macro piece. But before I get into it, please, if you do find the content interesting or valuable, please kindly like the video, excuse me, subscribe to my channel if you've not done so already, and I'll just dive straight into it. So, in essence, let's read the sentiment first, as usual. I think, as you know, there's tons of fear out there. There's tons of panic. People are selling. It's almost palpable. Looking at the fear and greed index here, generally applies to the equities. You can see that the Dow is down, S&P down, Nasdaq is down. So there's a lot going on here, a lot of worry and panic. In terms of crypto, you can see fear. We're in extreme fear. Score of 11. If we scroll down to the past 3 months, we can see that actually we've generally held, some kind of position in the 20 to 25 region, and then today and yesterday we've dropped through it. So yeah, needless to say, there's extreme fear right now. But I'm going to be honest with you, I'm pretty bullish right now. I'm bullish near term. The technical phrase for all this fear and all these down moves, huge down moves, is that the markets have shit the bed, which they officially have. So what's my position? Well, I am near-term bullish. Medium term, I do think there's more downside to come, as you know. But I'm near-term bullish because we're down 10% on the day. Now, this is the weekly chart, but one candle reflects, therefore, today, Monday, which is bonkers. Could it go down further? Well, of course it could. It could certainly go down further. But actually, I do think in the next few days, we do see a good bounce. And when I say bounce, I think we probably cap out around the $36,500 where this red band is. Anyway, a reason why I'm bullish is threefold. Okay, number one, we're in a falling pizza. So this falling pizza pattern, or falling wedge as the technical guys want to call it, has originated back in February 21. Okay, so we're May 22 now, February 21. It's been going for a long time. There's a lot of maturity, I think, in this, and not only because of the duration of it, but also because of the height of it. So, we're talking. This relates to a price action in the range of 28,000 to 69. I do think when this breaks upwards, as the probability is, it's strictly a bullish pattern. I do think this can create or have the foundation to propel us to six figures. Like, genuinely, I'll say it again. This sort of pattern, if it plays out to the upside, has the potential to catapult us to six figures. Okay, as I mentioned, the duration of the wedge matters and the height of the wedge matters. So it's a very mature situation. I'll explain why these aren't just random lines. I'll drill through this really quickly, but you can see here that huge engulfing candles here to get through it. Rejected initially, we got through it, found support on it right here, found support on it again. We fell through it, guess what, with huge engulfing candles. This was actually a sell-off akin to a capitulation event, very similar to March 2020. Anyway, we managed to get back above it. Guess what, with huge engulfing candles again. And then guess what, we found support on it. Okay, so just like here, we found support on it. Just like here, we found support on it. Rallied all the way to the top of the channel. That's our 69k top in November 21. And then obviously progressively had a bleed right down to support, only then to find resistance here. This was only about a month ago. And then obviously we've sold off recently. And guess where price is finding itself? It's pretty much finding itself at the trend line there. We're 10% down for the day, which is a huge number. And could we go down lower? Yeah, of course we could. But actually, I think actually we find support here, and we slowly trend sideways, ultimately to get rejected no further above, I think, 36.5 grand. Okay, so if I zoom out of it, that's the first reason why I'm bullish. The second reason why I'm bullish, if you really want to know if that isn't strong enough, is basically I think we're finding support at a long-term trend line. I think we're there now. Let me zoom it in so you all have a good view of this. So if I take this trend line here, lo and behold, we found support on it here. This is accumulation in 2018. We found support on it, rallied. Guess what? We fell through it, had resistance here. Guess what? We got through it with an engulfing candle, found support on it, and then guess what? We found support on it. And in my mind, there is an argument here, and it shouldn't be discarded, that we have just returned to the mean. Price has clearly had a deviation so far out, so huge a deviation, just like it did here, that actually, yeah, we may get under it, we may wick under it, but ultimately we found support at this moment in time on a trend line dating back to 2018. All right, so that's number 2. Okay, and number 3 is actually also a long-term. I'm insanely bullish on Bitcoin long-term. I mean, I'm bullish on it near-term, i.e. in the next few weeks and maybe month. I think medium-term we've got further downside, if I'm absolutely honest. I don't think this is the place to sell. I don't think this is the place, therefore, to start short in the market. I think the market makers will punish those that short or those that sell at this stage. I think they're gonna get punished pretty hard. So I think the best suggestion I can make is don't sell anything now. It's too late to sell. You may as well accumulate cash in the meantime. Be patient. Be smart. Be relaxed. Be focused. Okay, and add to your positions at the right time. The risk reward of selling now, in my mind, it doesn't make sense. And we've found support on this trend line dating back to 2018, and we're in what is effectively a bullish pattern. I'm going to be honest, no one's talking about it. Why is nobody talking about this massive bullish pattern, which has the potential to catapult us into the $100,000 to $130,000? In the course of time, it might take a year or two, but the point is that's the main thing. Anyway, back to number 3. So the third reason why I'm bullish, let's just turn all the drawings off, turn the log growth curves on, is basically, if you take, I think we've all seen this. If you haven't, it's available free on TradingView, but you can see that there's an accumulation area at the bottom of the band. Then we rally to the top. That's our market peak. Obviously, it's a bear market. And we have an accumulation band again. It takes time. This accumulation takes time. And then we obviously top out. This was the 2017 top. Back down. I'll zoom it in now so you can see really clearly. We rode that bottom line. Got topped out at the center line, and guess what? We found support on it here. This is sort of late 19. Black Swan event in the middle, but ultimately we found support. We rode that for at least 3 months, and then we rallied, okay? And then guess where we are now? We are underneath the bottom zone, okay, of the log growth curves. Have we been below the bottom zone before? Yes, we have. You can see it here, here, and here. Is this the point that you sell? Like, rhetorical question. Why would you sell here? Why is retail, why cannot people have control of their emotions to not press the goddamn sell button? It doesn't make sense to me. Like, it will be retail, it will be inexperienced investors that are panicking right now, and that's what the market makers want. But this is the third reason why it's not the best or the smartest move to sell in my mind. And we're at the bottom. This is the place where you buy. This is the place. I'm not telling people to buy, but I mean, it could go lower, as I said. I think it probably will go lower. But why would you sell here? Seriously. Why? Because eventually it will return to the mean. And where's the mean? Well, it's the center line. You can see resistance here, here, here. And there's activity around, earlier days, 2013, 2014. Why would you sell here at the bottom of the log growth curve? Doesn't make sense. Final tip before I leave you guys to it is a way to navigate the crypto without getting stressed out with day-to-day price movements. I'm insanely bullish on Bitcoin long term. In terms of a method which can be used where you only buy every 12 to 18 months. I'll keep it really simple for you. These are the 2 indicators you need. You need the EMAs and you need the Bitcoin log growth curves. What I do, I just take all of these off, apart from 2. Take them all off, nice and easy. Okay, leave the last 2. Okay, take lines off so it cuts time. Okay, that's number 1. Okay, so whenever a price finds itself in this channel, don't know how to put it in another way, but you're probably going to look like a hero saying, "Oh, when did you buy Bitcoin?" Well, I bought it at 30 grand. I bought it at 30 grand in May, and it's like, what? Well, in future, obviously, but it's like people that bought in this zone here. It's just a band. There's nothing more to it. It is just a band where you buy, as in you don't need to think about it. If it enters this band, you just buy, add to your position over time. And the second thing you can do to compound the sort of success rate of your accumulation is by putting EMAs on there. The EMAs are set as the 200 and the 250. So if we go back in time, appreciate it only starts here, given that they are long weekly moving averages. But you can see whenever price gets, so this is in addition to the band. So discarding the band for now. All right, for ease of reference, I'll just take the bands off. You can see whenever price got within this zone, the 200 to 250 week moving average, guess what? It was probably on or at the bottom. And guess what? That's March 2020. We'll probably enter this zone. You'll know from my previous videos, 23 to 25 is the zone to accumulate. But assuming you're going to use both, I think it gives you a very reliable, with 2 touch points on your accumulation strategy. You don't have to worry about day-to-day price action or what the sentiment is, which is extreme fear or extreme exuberance. You add to your position nicely. And if you really want to enhance your work, you can simply add the top bar on and add the 7/8, from the 618. As soon as it crosses a 618, get interested in selling. Prepare yourself to sell. I wouldn't, there's no need to time the perfect top, but you can take time and watch. But at this point, you can pay attention. At this point, you can pay attention. As soon as we pass the 618 line, just pay attention. You don't need to do anything immediately, but if you want to take profits, 618 line, log growth curve, accumulation at the bottom. I'm not saying it's the perfect, this model will break eventually, but for now it's working, and it has worked clearly when back tested. Anyway, I do hope you found the content useful. No one's talking about the rising pizza. No one's talking about the long-term trend line that I mentioned, the accumulation trend line from 2018, and nobody is explaining that we are officially below the log growth curves. Thank you, everybody. Have a good evening, afternoon, morning, wherever you are, and I'll see you on the next video.